Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, WDMichael, and in today's YouTube video, we're going to be talking about the brand new Pokemon coming to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video game via their 7-star raid battle event. And that is going to be a grass type starter favorite in Decidueye. I know a lot of people are super excited about this one. Decidueye is a very popular starter Pokemon, and we are finally going to be able to get him in the brand new games. Now, in a previous video, I talked about some of the physical counters for this Pokemon, as I do believe a physical Decidueye is going to be what we are going to get. But as Decidueye also gets a nasty plot on top of Swords Dance, we do need to talk about these special attack counters just in case it ends up being a nasty plot Decidueye, because it does also get some really awesome special attack moves that can definitely use in pretty much all of its typing coverages that it should have. So we are going to talk about 7 different raid builds for this Pokemon and get you prepared for the next Decidueye raid. So let's hop into the video and check out some builds. All right, so now if we're gonna be talking about the actual raid event, we need to know a little bit about the Pokemon we're actually gonna be fighting. So in the last video, like I said, we did talk about the physical attacking Decidueye because it does get Swords Dance. In this video, we will be talking about the special attacking Decidueye if it does indeed have Nasty Plot. Now, Nasty Plot will raise its special attack by +2, meaning this Pokemon will be packing a punch if it does so. Now, with Decidueye, it has some really nice stab moves that it can utilize in a special attacking moveset. So Air Slash with its Terastallization will do some pretty big damage and could possibly be flinching people. We do also have Energy Ball, which could be a stab move that's grass typing. We do also have Shadow Ball, which could be another stab typing with its shadow, or with its ghost shadow, with its ghost typing. So definitely some really big power punching moves in this Pokemon that we do need to watch out for. This event will be going from March 17th, and I actually just found out that it'll actually be popping off a little bit early just due to time zones on March 16th for some of us in the United States. So I'll be doing that live on my Twitch stream. So if you want to hop in and come hang out with me, get some of your raids done, and I will be live on Twitch when this raid drops. It will be also shiny locked, so you cannot get this marked one shiny. So definitely don't keep resetting trying to get yourself a shiny one. It is not gonna happen. If you want a shiny Decidueye, you are gonna have to egg breed and get yourself one through that method. Now remember, you can also only catch one of these Decidueyes per raid save, or at least per game save. So if you catch one, you will no longer be able to catch it, but you can still do the raid to get its benefits. Now this Pokemon will have the Unrivaled title, which is really awesome. I love that one. It will also be, like I said in the previous video, weak to fly, or not flying, but rock, ice, and electric. Now one of these does stand out as a top tier option just due to the fact that it resists flying type moves, which we're going to see a ton of in this raid, as that is its Terastal option. So definitely make sure you bring some electric Pokemon. I have provided a good chunk, actually 7 different raid guides or builds for this specific Pokemon. So we've got some attacking Pokemon, we've got some support Pokemon. Most of them are electric typing just due to the fact that we want to resist as much damage as possible in these raids. So let's hop into what I believe to be the absolute best attacking Pokemon for this raid, and that will be Miraidon. Now, if we're talking attacking Pokemon for the Decidueye raid, Miraidon is definitely our top tier candidate. It is going to be a legendary Pokemon from the Pokemon Violet video game, which means it has legendary stats to go along with it, with HP, special defense, and special attack all super high. It is going to be a powerhouse in this raid event, especially if you have a couple of them in your raid. Now, Miraidon does get some really awesome moves and an ability that works really well when it is electric Pokemon. It has some support with it. So Hadron Engine is going to mean that it's going to be popping out electric terrain. We don't know if the Decidueye is going to get rid of the terrains yet, but it definitely has the possibility to do so if they want it to. So electric terrain is going to be one of those moves where you definitely, or at least electric terrain is something you want on the field, especially if you have Miraidon. It's going to get boosted energy or boosted damage from it, as well as boosted damage from one of its moves. So you definitely want it on there to make sure you're getting the most damage out of this Pokemon. Now, as far as what the nature and the build for this Pokemon, I said this in the last video, I really don't think that we need to be spending a ton of our EVs in our special attack. We're already going to be dropping the Pokemon special defense down 6 stages. We're going to be adding 6 stages of special attack to our Pokemon if we wanted to. So at the end of the day, I don't think special attack is the necessary thing. I think what we want to do is live in these raids. Anytime you die, you lose time, and you don't want to be doing that. So I just went for a really bulky build so that we can get all the setup we need to without worrying about dying, and then we can get out the damage consistently. So 252 HP, 252 special defense. Make sure that we're living a lot of those attacks that Decidueye is going to be thrown out at us, and the last 4 in special attack with a calm nature to really make sure we're boosting that special defense. Now, for items for this Pokemon, you are going to want to use Electro Drift, Parabolic Charge to get yourself some actual HP return, because you do get 50% of your HP return. 50% of your HP returned when you do hit this move. And if you're boosted and the Pokemon is weakened with a special defense, you're going to get a ton of HP back. So definitely a really, really sound one to have. Metal Sound, a fantastic move, is going to be dropping a special defense of the Decidueye down by -2 each time you use it. It can miss, so just be aware of that. It is 85% accurate, so you're not going to hit it every time. But when you do hit it, it is going to be huge. Another really awesome move is going to be Calm Mind, specifically for this one, because you are going to get a special defense boost and a special attack boost, which is 2 of the stats you need for this raid. So that will definitely be a big move to have. Now, some other options for this Pokemon that can definitely be helpful depending on your raid group would be Light Screen, Electric Train, or Eerie Impulse. Eerie Impulse is going to drop your special attack of your opponent down -2. Electric Train, just in case you do lose your Electric Train, you want to make sure that you have it all the time. So somebody on your team, please make sure you have it just in case you lose it. And Light Screen, just to make sure you're halving that special damage coming from the Decidueye. So this would be what I would consider to be probably the best attacking Pokemon for a special attacking Decidueye. Now let's move into its support Pokemon, which I will believe the best one for this is still going to be Bellibolt, as in the physical attacking one. So let's hop into that one now. All right, so here's our top tier supporting Pokemon for this Decidueye raid. I believe it would pair very, very well with Miraidon. Bellibolt has awesome typing, awesome moves, and just a really great ability. So everything works really well for it to be a powerhouse in this raid. First off, talking about its ability, Electromorphosis basically gives you a free charge whenever you're hit. So your next attack will be doing 2 times as much damage. Now you match that with a parabolic charge, and you're boosting your HP return, meaning this is an awesome support Pokemon. It's gonna be definitely really hard to kill once it's boosted. So a really, really awesome moveset. One of the items that kind of go really well with it is Electric Train. Obviously, if you have Miraidon on the field, you really want to make sure that your Electric Train stays on the field for as long as possible. So extending it with the Train Extender is going to be fantastic. You also have the Big Root, which can be really useful with Parabolic Charge to give you an even larger chunk of HP return when you do make that attack. Magnet, Life Orb, and Shell Bell, all fantastic options to boost your special attack to get you a little bit more HP return and pump out some damage. As far as the move go on this Pokemon, I would say Eerie Impulse is a fantastic special attack drop, which you should be using if it is a special attack Decidueye. Parabolic Charge to get your HP return, fantastic. Electric Train, making sure that if you do end up losing it, you're able to get it back in the raid, as well as Light Screen to have that special attack damage. Now, some other moves that can go really well with this Pokemon are Acid Spray, Slack Off, and Discharge. Now, the reason why I don't have Acid Spray on this main build for the Bellibolt was because, like I said in the previous video, I really wanted to match the Miraidon with the Bellibolt and making them have a almost an even split of build-up moves. So instead of having Eerie Impulse and Acid Spray on the Bellibolt, where they're having to sit there for 6 turns using all these moves, and they're not able to really use most of their other moves, we split them up a little bit because you're going to want to be building up anyways. You're not going to be just hitting right off the bat with Miraidon. So why don't we split a little bit of the kind of build up or the ramp in the raids by splitting it up between the Miraidon and the Bellibolt, and that's the reason why I didn't put it on this build. But again, it is a fantastic move, and you don't have somebody in your raid with a special defense drop. Acid Spray is a fantastic 100% accuracy move that is going to drop the special defense down and would be really, really good to have in your group. Slack Off is a great HP return if you don't have Parabolic Charge. You just want a nice, just free HP boost. It works, and it could definitely help out in this raid. Discharge is another damage move that can give you a 30% chance to paralyze, which can be useful, but I feel like it just, like Parabolic Charge being a damaging move and an HP return, just feels a little bit more beneficial. Now, same thing with the build as far as the EVs and the actual nature. I believe in a Calm Nature to boost your special defense. 252 HP, 252 special defense. So 4 special attack means that you are going to be lasting on this raid as long as possible, which means you can do what you need to and support your other Pokemon. Now, that would be my kind of main 2 combo, the Miraidon and the Bellibolt. There are definitely some other Pokemon that could be really useful in this raid, and the next combo is one of those ones where if it's used right, I think it could be a really big powerhouse, and that is Ampharos and Toxtricity. So let's hop into those ones next. Now, the reason why I think that Ampharos and Toxtricity could be a really good pair is just due to the fact that their abilities match really, really well with each other, and the fact that they get some really awesome supportive moves that can really just kind of do what you need to in a raid event, which is drop the defensive stat of the Pokemon while also boosting the stats of your own Pokemon. Both of these Pokemon have it, and their abilities just really, really match well together. So if you can get them matched with the right Pokemon, these two can be very, very potent. The reason is plus and minus is their ability. If they're on the field with each other, their special attack is increased by 1.5 times, which means you have just an automatic boost to your special attack, which is always great in a raid event because you're looking for the most damage in the quickest amount of time because you are timed. So with Ampharos, it's another one of those builds, and it's going to be the same with pretty much every single one of my builds. I think that spending EVs in your attacking stats is going to be a waste of time, as you are already spending a ton of your time in the raid boosting your special attack and dropping the opposing Pokemon's defensive stats. So I think just making sure that you live is just super crucial. So 252 HP, 252 special defense with a calm nature means that you are going to live as long as possible in supporting your Pokemon. Now, with this Pokemon, with the plus and minus ability, there is a specific move that you do get and you can utilize that will actually boost your special defense, and that is Magnetic Flux. Every time you use it, it will boost everybody on the field's special defense and defense by +1. So that can be really, really nice, but you have 1 or 2 of those Pokemon on your team. You're going to start boosting up all of your defenses really quickly, and all the Pokemon on your team, if they all have the plus or minus, will get boosted really fast. So it could definitely be a really cool pairing if you have the right team. Electric Train, Light Screen, fantastic moves to get the Electric Train up to get the boosted damage. Light Screen to cut the damage from the Decidueye. Discharge is a great damage move with a 30% chance to paralyze, so definitely be helpful in the raid. Some other really awesome moves that Ampharos does get an option of getting is Helping Hand, obviously boosting your Toxtricity's damage, because Ampharos is going to be one of your supporting Pokemon. Eerie Impulse to drop the special attack of the Toxtricity. Now, and again, this is the same thing what I did with the Miraidon and the Bellibolt. I did build the Ampharos and the Toxtricity to kind of have both a couple of ramp up abilities. So some people may have honestly put Eerie Impulse on their Ampharos as one of their main moves, but I think that if you're pairing them with Toxtricity, Toxtricity also gets the option of getting Eerie Impulse. We'll talk about them in the next slide here, but I believe splitting those those stacking moves will definitely benefit you in a raid event, so you're not all trying to get it out of one Pokemon, and you can kind of spread out and do all of your ramping up in the first couple of turns instead of waiting 6. So I think Helping Hand, Eerie Impulse, Charge are all great moves that it does get, and depending on your raid group and how you want to build it up, would definitely be super beneficial in this raid. So I believe that would be a really awesome... Oh, and we didn't talk about the moves, but the Terrain Extender, obviously, somebody's got to be extending the terrain. Ampharos being the support Pokemon would be a really great option for that. Other ones, Magnet, Expert Belt, Life Orb, and Shell Belt would also be fantastic as well, so they would definitely be great options. So yeah, that is the Ampharos build. Let's get into the Toxtricity. We want to talk about the damaging Pokemon in the plus and minus build. Now that we've talked about the supporting Ampharos for the plus and minus combo, now we get to talk about the actual attacking Pokemon in this combo, which is Toxtricity. Now, Toxtricity does have 2 different forms. One of them is the Ant form, which is the yellow one, and the other one is the low-key form, which is the blue one. Now, they both get 2 different abilities, and that's why it's important to know which one you're bringing to this battle. The yellow one, or the Ant form, gets the plus ability, and the blue one, or the low-key form, gets the minus ability. So if you bring them together, they will benefit from the plus and minus abilities, or also with Ampharos. So just make sure that when you're building your teams, you have the plus and minus combo on your team somewhere or another, and not just a bunch of pluses or minuses. So if you do that, you'll end up getting that awesome 1.5 boost to your special attack, which would be really great with Toxtricity, who's already a really awesome special attack powerhouse and has some really awesome damaging moves that it can use from. Now, if we're talking about its nature again and its EV spread, same as the last one, 252 HP, 252 special defense, 4 special attack, and a calm nature to make sure you're living as long as possible. Now, with its moveset, this Toxtricity is one of those other Pokemon that does get the Magnetic Flux. So you can have a couple of Pokemon in your raid that have the Magnetic Flux ability, so you can boost all your special defense and defenses up in a couple of turns. It also gets Thunderbolt, which is really awesome, 100% accuracy, electric move that will definitely give you a ton of damage in the raid battle. Acid Spray is 100% effective, or 100% accurate. Special defense drop -2, which is an amazing move to have in this raid. And you also have Eerie Impulse, which is a -2 special attack drop. So this Pokemon can drop a ton of stats in the opposing Decidueye, which is really, really great. Some of the other moves are going to be Helping Hand. You can definitely, if you're more of a supporting Toxtricity build, you can definitely go and Helping Hand other Pokemon in your raid battle. Charge to get that boosted electric damage. And another really cool one was Nuzzle. Nuzzle will give you a 100% chance to paralyze. Anytime you have the Pokemon paralyzed, you have a chance for it to not even attack you, which can be really great in a raid event. So yeah, and then as far as the items go, I think Shell Bell's gonna be one of your better items just because you're gonna be doing a lot of damage and will be able to get you some health back since you don't have the access to Parabolic Charge. The Magnet, Expert Belt, or Life Orb were great options as well. But I do believe that Shell Bell will probably be your best bet on Toxtricity if you're gonna be running it. So that'll definitely cover the plus or minus combination duo there. I think it's a really good combination, but definitely if you're gonna bring it, make sure the other people on your team have it as well. Otherwise, you'd be kind of just wasting your Pokemon or not getting as much damage as you could be. Other than that, let's talk about one of the other builds, kind of some of the other ones, the kind of, I don't know, off meta picks, you could say. And the first one was Jolteon. I thought Jolteon would be really cool, so we'll talk about Jolteon next. All right, so now Jolteon is one of those Pokemon that probably not a lot of people were thinking, and I think it really only works if Decidueye is a special defensive Pokemon, just due to the fact that Jolteon doesn't have a really high defensive stat. So if it has any defensive moves, just be forewarned, this probably won't be the best Pokemon, but if it does, is a special attacker, this Pokemon could be utilized, I believe. And the reason being is it's got some really cool supportive moves that could definitely help out in ways that other Pokemon have by dropping stats that you need to, or by helping your team with some damage. So with Jolteon, I think with the nature, again, I'm going to say this in pretty much every build, you want to live instead of dying, and I think just going to 252 HP and special defense is going to be your best bet with a calm nature. The item I think would be really awesome is going to be Magnet. You get those electric moves boosted by 1.2. You can either do Life Orb, Shell Bell, or even the Terrain Extender if you wanted to. Light Screen to drop the Decidueye's special attack damage. Calm Mind to boost your special defense and also your special attack. Would be a fantastic move for this Pokemon, and making sure that you are staying on the field as long as possible. Thunderbolt is going to be a massive damage attack that doesn't get a miss. Eerie Impulse to drop their special attack down by 2. So, I mean, it has a lot of the moves that you're wanting to have in a supportive kind of attacking Pokemon. Some of the things you need in this raid. So, I think it could work. And it has, like I said, a decently high special defense stat where I think it could live some of these moves as well. Some of the other moves that it does end up getting are Fake Tears, Electric Terrain, and Helping Hand, which are definitely some really good options if you need to plug in some other moves as well for this Pokemon. So I think it's kind of one of those like off meta picks, but I think it's one of those ones that can definitely work if you need to. So the other one we'll hop into is a Magnezone build, which is another one of those off meta picks that probably aren't a lot of people are going to be picking, but could definitely be utilized in this raid. All right, so Magnezone is going to be one of your big, bulky kind of defender Pokemon, definitely a supportive Pokemon that can pack a punch. And the reason being is that it's an analytic ability. It means that it's, as long as it is the last Pokemon to attack, it will get 1.3 times damage with its attack. So you can definitely get some really nice attacks out of this Pokemon, because most electric Pokemon are fairly fast, which means that Magnezone, chances are, may be the slowest one on the field. So you can utilize that ability to get a little bit of damage out of your moves. With its nature and EV spread, 252 HP, 252 special defense, calm nature, make sure you're living as long as possible. With its items, Magnet, I believe, is a really good option just due to the fact that it gives you that boosted damage. Life Orb, Shell Bell, and Terrain Extender are all great as well if you're looking to be supportive Pokemon or a little bit of damage. The other one that was different than most of the other Pokemon is Wide Lens. So Wide Lens is one of those ones where if you're being a supportive Pokemon and you have like Screech or Metal Sound or those kind of moves, they have a chance of missing. And this will actually just give you the option of knowing that you're not going to be missing those moves, and you can get them out every single time. So Wide Lens could be used if you're kind of like a supportive Magnezone with some moves that have a chance of missing. So it could be cool, and was one of the kind of builds actually given to me or suggested by one of the community members in my Twitch stream. So thank you to whoever did that. I can't remember who did it because we were talking for a couple of hours. But again, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And if you do like building these kind of things, or would like to come and hang out with me and help me build some of the next ones for the next raid event, come and talk to me in my Twitch stream. I love meeting new people, and I love gaming with new people, and just going over all these was really awesome with the community. So I'd definitely love to meet you and have you be a part of it. Now with Magnezone, the moves that it gets is another one of those Pokemon I think would be really good as a supportive Pokemon. You have Metal Sound to drop to special defense, Eerie Impulse to drop to special attack, Thunderbolt to get some damage out with your analytic ability, and Electric Terrain to make sure you have the extra damage from the terrain set. It also gets Helping Hand, discharges a damage move for a 30% chance of a paralysis, and Light Screen as well. So it can definitely do what a lot of the other Pokemon do in these other raid builds, as well as being a nice bulky defender Pokemon. So another really good option for you. And I think, I don't know if this is the last, I don't remember how many we've gone through, but I know the next one that we're going to be dealing with is going to be Farigiraf. So it's one of those Pokemon that isn't an electric type Pokemon, but due to the fact of its typing, there is a couple of immunities that it gets that makes it kind of a top contender. So let's talk about Farigiraf next. And bringing up our final build for this Special Attack Decidueye Raid event is going to be Farigiraf. It is the only non-electric type Pokemon, but there is a massive reason for it to be in this list. Now, we were choosing a lot of electric type Pokemon because they were resisting the main Terra typing for Decidueye being a flying type. Now, with Farigiraf and Decidueye, there's the other problem is that Decidueye does also get other move sets. It does get access to grass moves as well as ghost moves, and those Pokemon moves are still going to do some really big damage. Now, Farigiraf gets this really cool ability called Sap Sipper, which means it's going to be soaking up any of the grass type moves that are being used against it. So you're going to be completely immune to the grass types. It is also a normal type Pokemon, which means none of the ghost type moves from Decidueye are going to be able to hit it. So yes, you did lose the resistance to flying types, but you also gained 2 immunities, which are huge. So Farigiraf definitely could be a really good option as far as support or attacking Pokemon in these raids, just due to that fact. And I know we're building it just specifically as a special attacking Pokemon, but chances are it could definitely be built as an attacking Pokemon, just due to the fact that it is immune to 2 of the big moves of this Pokemon. So with Farigiraf, like we said, with the ability Sap Sipper, soaking up those grass type moves, a calm nature with an EV spread of 252 HP, 252 special defense, making sure that you're living as long as possible, because this Pokemon is going to be a generally support Pokemon as / building up damaged Pokemon. So with its items, I would definitely go Shell Bell, Life Orb, Magnet, or Focus Belt are Expert Belt are going to be great options as well. Make sure you're bumping out as much damage as possible. Now, for its moveset, I would definitely suggest Thunderbolt to get that 100% accurate electric type damage to get that massive amount of damage in. The other one you're going to want to use is Nasty Plot. This one gets access to Nasty Plot, which is going to up its special attack by +2, which is huge because you want to get some damage out quickly and right away. So Light Screen and Amnesia are other moves as well. Light Screen is going to cut the damage from the Decidueye. Amnesia is going to up your special defense by +2. So you're able to up your special defense and your special attack by +2, which is awesome. This Pokemon will definitely be able to set up and get some damage out while not dying. Some of the other moves that it can get access to are Calm Mind, which would be great as well. If you don't want to go with the Nasty Plot and Amnesia, you can just use Calm Mind to boost each one by +1. You can also go Charge Beam or Power Swap. Power Swap is a cool one because you can actually swap. If the Decidueye is boosting itself, you can take that from it by power swapping it. So another awesome move if you want to use it as well. But those are going to be the 7 builds that I have for the special attacking Decidueye. Yo, thank you all so much for coming out to the YouTube video. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. The first video got a ton of love already, and it was for my first kind of big guide video. It was really cool to see, and it definitely made me really excited to keep doing this. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I hope that you were able to get your Decidueye really easily with these builds that I have provided. And if you are able to do it, let me know down in the comments. I would love to definitely know and see all the Decidueye you are catching with the raid builds that we've made. And if you want to catch them with me live on Twitch, definitely make sure you hop on over to my Twitch channel. I will be live streaming it over the weekend, doing the Decidueye raids and helping the community out get their Pokemon. So if you want to come and game with me, definitely make sure you hop on over to my Twitch channel. There will be a link down in the comments below of this video, as well as in the description. Again, thank you all so much, man. It's been an absolute blast. I will definitely be hopping on out of here so that I can go get ready for the Decidueye raid, because it's going to be dropping here in a couple of hours. And I want to make sure and get mine right away. So I'll see you later. I hope you have a fantastic time, Paldea trainers, and I'll catch you later. Peace!